Hello guys, I'm Kiri, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about a 1990 Maserati Shamal. We're gonna find out how the car was developed and what is so special about this car. Maserati is a great name recognized all over the world. Established in 1914 from Alfieri Maserati, the brand is well known today with some of the most beautiful and prestigious sports cars. During the years, there have been some ups and downs and many ownership changes, but the name Maserati always been very special. Now about the model Shamal. Maybe the story starts from Alessandro De Tomaso. He owned the company Maserati from 1975 to 1993, and during his ownership he created really great and amazing front-engine compact cars. De Tomaso Kyalami and Longchamp from one side, and early 1980s Maserati Biturbo, actually all series of Maserati Biturbo being in production from 1984 to 1996 from other side, these cars being very similar. The original Biturbo was a small compact two-door front V6 engine car, but rear wheel drive only. And many following models were based exactly on this platform, one of which is the car what is here in front of us today, the Maserati Shamal. Just to mention the other cars based on the Biturbo original platform, because they are really very cool. Maserati Ghibli, Maserati Barchetta, Zagato Spider, Quattroporte, Carif, 228, and they are all 1980s and 1990s cars. So Biturbo was a very successful car, and in the late 1980s, Maserati decided to make something very special. But because they were short of money, they couldn't develop entirely new car. And they based this special car on the Biturbo platform. This was the Maserati Shamal. The design was made by Marcello Gandini, another Italian art legend who made this car to look very, very aggressive with massively extended wheel fenders. And the design of the rear arches is very similar to the original Lamborghini Countach, then Diablo, so very, very Gandini signature. Lots of grills, lights, spoilers, 4 exhaust pipes, but something very interesting is that the engine wasn't the well-known V6 and was the new developed V8 3.2 liter with, again, the Maserati signature from that time, 2 turbochargers IHI, very similar to the 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO, and 2 intercoolers of course, and the output was 326 horsepower. The other interesting fact is the gearbox was Getrack, the same 6-speed manual you can see in the 380 horsepower V12 BMW 850 CSI. But this, the Maserati Shamal car, is all about the design and the looks. We said early, it's made by Marcello Gandini. It's a little bit strange, but very aggressive, especially when the car is moving. It absolutely, with this lots of additional elements, the car is very, very cool, but everyone like it. The first thing what you see is the fenders. They're enormous, very massive and wide. They make the car to look very wide and short. Actually, the car is short with the short wheelbase, 2 meter and 400 millimeters exactly. The car is long 4 meter and 100 millimeters and is wide 1 meter 850 millimeters. Is high 1 meter and 300 millimeters. The weight of the car is just over 1.4 ton. On the time was the Maserati's Grand Tourer flagship car, but was very expensive. The most expensive Maserati for the time, 125 million Italian lira. In 1999, €1 was exchanged for near 2000 Italian lira, so you can make the math. Okay, it's about €65,000, but this is in 1999, and the car was in production from 1990 to 1996. But was really, really very expensive car. Much more expensive than the other models, Maserati Ghibli or Maserati Zagato Spider. Was very, very special car. For these 7 years in production, Maserati built only 369 cars of this model, which make the car extremely rare, just 20 more than Ferrari F50. And because it's very rare, the car today is a collector item. Most of them are well preserved and they just stay in very, very good and well known collection all around the world. 369 cars is really very small number, and the prices of these cars are going up, and it's almost impossible to see the car like this on the street. Today the car costs more than 100,000 euro or 100,000 British pounds for very good example. From the 369 cars, just 36 are in right-hand drive configuration, but only 7 of them being sold in UK. So the rest 29 right-hand drive cars, they are sold in different right-hand drive countries. So it's very rare car. The engine, how we mentioned earlier, was new developed 326 horsepower V8, 4 valves per cylinder, 3.2 liter, to be more precise 3217 cc. And later, in the middle of 1990s, when Fiat bought Maserati, they actually used this engine in the brand new under Fiat development Maserati 3200 GT. 3200 is coming actually from the size of the engine, 3.2 liters. The same with 2 IHI turbochargers and intercoolers, and just the power was increased to 270 horsepower. Was very reliable engine, which Maserati used for a long time. Because it was more a GT car, the engine was very unstressed and confident, if you want. Was not perfectly mounted in the car, was front longitudinally set up, but was a bit on front of the front axle, and this wasn't the best for the weight distribution. More of the weight was in the front axle, but was good for the wheel spinning, and because how you know it's a rear wheel drive only, so the guys who like to drift really they can enjoy the power of the car. The performance of the car was great for very early 1990s, from 0 to 100 km per hour or 62 miles per hour, just 5.4 seconds, and the maximum speed was 270 km per hour or 168 miles per hour. But the maximum speed was achieved when the ref limiter actually being activated, which means if the car had a long 6 gear and differential, could reach probably 290 kilometers per hour. But the car actually is GT and is different story. But in the other side, the aerodynamic is not that perfect. You can guess that by the shape of the car. Anyway, the car looks very angry and very aggressive. Very cool element of the aerodynamic is the spoiler mounted in the bottom of the windshield. We never see that element before. Absolutely cool design of Marcello Gandini. The interior was amazing, like all Maseratis on that time, with the wood trims all around, very lavish leather, and the seats were very comfortable. Many journalists saying that to sit inside is really massive pleasure, and just the steering wheel wasn't adjustable and was a little bit far from the driver, but again, very lavish interior. Marcello Gandini, the designer of the car, is well known with many other great cars, starts from Miura, Countach, Diablo and Chisetta Moroder, EB110 Bugatti, so just the fact he did the design of this Maserati Shamal is enough. Just have a look very careful the design. These fenders, they just strike. But 1980s was about crazy designs with lots of spoilers, lights, grills, extended fenders, maybe starts from 1980 Audi Quattro, and then 1984 Lotus Excel, 1985 BMW M3 E30, Lancia d'Auto Integrale, 1989 BMW 850, etc. But mostly all car tuning garages, they've been doing these crazy designs with the extended wheel arches. This was like factory tuned Maserati, okay, let's say on steroids. Very cool and crazy design, and I'm sure this car is gonna go up in value. First, because it's very rare, second, Gandini design, and then incredible looks. It's a Maserati, the brand with lots of history, lots of sports heritage, if you want. Just amazing. Just have a look at the back side of the car. Very, very similar to the E30 BMW M3 with this boot, with the spoiler, the lights, of course, 4, but here we have V8 and 4 exhausts. And the number plate by turbo is just incredible. But here, the wheel arches really there, more extended than the BMW E30 M3, but very similar. The car is absolutely perfect from any angle. Just have a look, this signature, Gandini signature of the rear wheel arch looks very, very similar to Lamborghini Countach, the original one. The doors there, the same like in the other Maserati models from that time, because the platform actually is the same. But from the side, the car looks very, very short. Actually, they had two wheelbases, Maserati bi-turbo on that time, and the short one was on this car and on the Maserati Spider as well, 2 meter and 400 millimeters exactly. And here Maserati decided to use the short wheelbase platform, and this roll bar and the middle of the car is just incredible. Just have a look again, the rear fender and this shape of the fender. I'm gonna say again, very similar to the Lamborghini Countach and Lamborghini Diablo, but this is understandable. The same designer, Marcello Gandini. The wheels, they are 16-inch, and spoilers under the doors, actually everywhere spoilers. This red color actually is one of the best for this Maserati Shamal, and you can see here the front wheels. And this front spoiler, what I see under the windshield, is just incredible design of Marcello Gandini. So this red color is one of the best. The other colors available for these cars, they were black and blue, but I think the red one is the most attractive, because you can see every single design element, every single beauty of this car. The other two colors, the black and the blue ones, they are a little bit dark and you cannot see properly the shape of the car. And here on the roll bar you can see the name Shamal. Inside again, lavish interior, lots of wood trims inside, of course 6-speed manual gearbox, Maserati on the emblems everywhere. Again, the backside looks very, very cool, very, very massive actually, like on steroids. Just the fenders there, absolutely beautiful car from any angle. Again, with this 4 exhaust, the car sounds as well incredible. So guys, I hope you like the video about this Maserati Shamal. If you like, please subscribe my channel, and see you next time guys. Bye.